Hello, this is Saisha Shukla,
Yaxin Day,
Ada Bickmeyer,
and Grace Fessenden
from Audison Middle School. For the past couple of months, we have been working on a Civic Action Project, or CAP. In this video, we will be discussing our focus issues and action, as well as reporting our results.
Due to the national prevalence of gun violence, our group decided to focus on this issue, in particular, its link with mental health in both victims and shooters. Before we begin, however, we must recognize that the vast majority of those who struggle with mental health are completely non-violent. Gun access, socioeconomic status, and substance abuse, as well as numerous other external factors, also play a critical role. However, the fact remains that mental health cannot be neglected in discourse about gun violence. More often than not, the shooter is mentally unstable and has not received treatment for an extended amount of time. As a result, their mental health deteriorates, propelling many to seek out risky and violent behaviors such as outlets. In the context of gun violence, this results in harm to both the shooter and their victims, both physical and psychological, as victims are often left traumatized and may develop mental disorders after the event. However, due to factors such as affordability, a lack of resources, and general stigma surrounding mental health, these victims are unable to get the help they need. While our project is hardly the end-all be-all to such a vast issue, we hope to realize change on the local front. That is, examine and improve the mental health system at Audison Middle School so that all students receive adequate mental health support. This will guide those at risk away from a path of violence, as well as support individuals in need with tailored treatments.
To achieve our goal, we reached out to 6 different people, all of which can either influence and advocate for changes in the mental health system or can make decisions that will enforce those changes. One of those people we reached out to is Brian Maringer, the principal of Audison Middle School. He is a decision maker as he holds direct power over the mental health system at Audison. We also communicated with the Arlington Board of Selectmen. They are decision makers in our community and served as key resources in getting our issue of mental health into the town meeting warrant. We hope to see it reach legislation. A member of the board has informed us that he will be forwarding the issue to the Arlington School Committee as they are in closer contact with the Arlington Public School mental health system. Another decision maker we reached out to is Cindy Friedman, a Massachusetts state senator for the 4th Middlesex District. As many of you may know, she is a big advocate for issues regarding mental health. We are currently waiting for her response. Additionally, we reached out to Colleen Leisure due to her unique position as the District of Arlington Youth Counseling Center. In our interviews with her, she has offered a valuable perspective on mental health system at Arlington Public Schools, in particular bringing attention to the lack of counseling and funding in Arlington.
One final person we spoke with was Nancy Siegel, a guidance counselor at Audison Middle School. She has provided a number of suggestions on how we could raise awareness for mental health, as well as advocate for the improvements we are hoping to implement at OMS. Aside from communicating with decision makers and influencers, we also took 6 action steps. First, we sent out a survey to our learning community so that we could better understand student perspectives on Audison's current mental health system. Through this survey, we learned that 64.3% of the students we surveyed know at least 6 other peers that struggle with their mental health, and 38.1% of people feel pressured to hide their mental health problems. This means that there is a high demand for mental health providers, yet 51.2% of the people we surveyed said that they haven't spoken to a counselor this year, indicating a tremendous lack of counselors in schools. To combat this problem, schools need to increase funding put towards mental health so that they can hire more counselors. 69% of the students surveyed also said that they were not even aware that the lack of funding for the mental health system is an issue. We interviewed the director of Arlington Youth Counseling Center, Colleen Ledger, to get more information on what is lacking in the mental health system in Arlington.
She told us that from her perspective, Arlington's mental health systems were lacking 3 things. 1, funding, 2, qualified counselors, this caused by lack of funding, and 3, awareness that issues wanted to exist, which supports the information we collected in the survey. With this information in mind, we created a petition and gathered signatures to raise $2,000 for Ottison's mental health systems. So far, we have gotten 17 signatures for our petition. To raise awareness, we also wrote an editorial for the Boston Globe, speaking out that these issues with mental health system and proposing ways to combat them. A member of the Board of Selectmen also said that he would get in touch with the superintendent and the school committee with our issues in mind. A third action we took was sending a letter to Cindy Freeman, asking her to advocate for these issues in the state senate, as she is already a major advocate for mental health issues in Massachusetts. Lastly, we wrote an executive summary of our research we collected on the issue. Thank you for watching this video. For more information, feel free to explore our website and click the links below.